ladies and gentlemen, and welcome back to the 11th episode of War Into Attitude. I am your host, Brent Piles, and of course, you know I do not do this thing alone. I'm joined by the disco dance and dynamite stretching intercontinental playboy, folks. He's more over than... Goddamn it, I had one and then I lost it.
That'll do.
He's more over than... G.A. Russell, no, Glenn Evan, G.A. Russell, Glenn, how you doing?
I'm doing very well, thank you. We've got a surprise tonight, and not only the one in the show, but but we're going old school here. We're going back to the POB days, and we're going to have a twat of the week.
And now it's time, you wrestling fans, for one and all to see those folks who failed at social media so recently. While no one can quite so compare to Roy back at his peak, our dearest Glenn is here to share his pick twat of the week.
Again, he will remain anonymous to protect the guilty. But what he says on Twitter is, let's look at Sasha Banks since she left WWE. Cried about having to put Ronda Rousey over. Triple H did not want her back. She botched her debut for NJPW and got no reaction. Won the NJPW women's title. Lost it a month later. Challenged for the mid-card NJPW title and lost. And in big letters at the end, he's put failure. Now, I'm sure she feels like a real failure when she's counting the hundreds of thousands that she's
like
got
you
in
said,
the bank.
when I shared this tweet with you in the mayor in our DM group, like you said, she's got more money falling or like bouncing around in her purse than he's got in his bank account. So, or makes in a year. So,
yep. Yeah,
like you're allowed to feel any way that you want
sure
to about a certain someone. I mean, if you don't like Sasha Banks, that's fine. I know there's a lot of people out there that don't like Sasha Banks or Mercedes Moan or whatever they call her now.
But yeah, don't vent about it on social media.
A person who probably works at Walmart, and if you work at Walmart, I'm not demeaning you. I'm not demeaning you. Any way that you make money is a good fucking thing for you. Get your fucking money. But I'm not very successful in my job, so I'm not going to get on the internet and call someone who's successful at what they do a failure, because that's fucking stupid.
Oh, God. Yeah. Yep. Which is basically what a twat is. A stupid person. So there you are. Resurrected for 1 week only, a twat of the week.
We've given out a couple twats of the week since the end of Piece of Business. I think we gave one to Phil Brooks 1 week too for not seeing Rocky.
We did, yes. So who knows? It may
watch
pop
your
up
fucking
every
Twitter
now and
account out there, people. Or you may be next week's twat of the week. You think about that before you tweet something stupid. And another reason why we don't tell the person's at or say their name is because we don't want to give them that kind of publication. We just want to publicate that they're stupid, but we're not going to tell you who they
are. And that's the thing. Why put it on social media? If you think it, think it. Now, you're fully in with your rights. But this thing about free speech and saying whatever you like because it's a bloody Twitter.
Well, it's like
ridiculous.
That old thing, I think Mike Tyson said it, where, social media has given people they've gotten too comfortable with disrespecting people and not getting punched in the face for it. Because, like, there's one rule that there's several rules that I abide by when I get on Twitter, but the main rule that I abide by is I am not going to get on Twitter and start saying stuff to people that I wouldn't say to their face. So if you see me say anything on Twitter, it means I got no problem saying that to people's faces, because I don't move like that. If I'm going to say some shit, I'll say it to your face and I'll say it in a tweet. So I think everybody should live by that law.
Yeah. 100% agree. Anyway.
Let's get in.
This was
this one. Glenn's disclaimer for good wrestling is not needed for this one, because we did not get some very good wrestling.
No, this is a warning. This is a warning to all those that come expecting a review of good wrestling. This Raw isn't
the
it?
one. We are at the Manhattan Center in New York, New York. It's February the 24th, 1997. As I always do, I like to look up some information on the arenas that they're in there at the Manhattan Center. And I wasn't aware of this, Glenn, but Glenn, you heard of the Hammerstein Ballroom? Did you know that that's
I have,
located
yes.
within the Manhattan Center?
I
Got
did.
me there, pal, because I did not know that. And for all of you out there who don't know what we're talking about, if you saw some ECW pay-per-views back in the day, or if you saw WWE's produced ECW One Night Stand in 2005 and 2006, that took place in the Hammerstein Ballroom, which apparently is located within the Manhattan Center, which I did not know.
It is. And over here, our Strictly Come Dancing, they have a week where they go to a proper ballroom, and it's up in Blackpool. There's a real famous ballroom in Blackpool, and your Dances with the Stars do the same, but with the Hammerstein Ballroom.
No kidding. Interesting.
Yeah. That's how I knew it was the Hammerstein, and it was in Manhattan
that's
Center.
pretty good. And you knew that, and I did not. I had to look it up. The Manhattan Center, as everyone will probably remember, held many of the early Raws in 1993. But this was actually the first Monday Night Raw held in this building since September 20th of 1993, and it would be the last Raw held in this building until they did the 25th anniversary special in January 2018, which you'll remember was like the 25th anniversary. And I think the people paid an exorbitant amount of money for their tickets and saw like 3 matches.
Yeah, and looked at the screen a lot.
Yeah, watch everything on the Barclays Center on a screen. Yeah, and this, of course, is the infamous episode where ECW is going to invade Monday Night Raw. We'll see if they can add anything to it as we go along here. The first match, Glenn, we got a bit of a debut, didn't we?
Yeah, it was funny. There was no sort of real intro. After the razzmatazz of the start, normally you get Vince and JR, who wasn't there at this one, but the King or whoever. They chat for a few minutes, but this went straight into the match. And we get the Godwins against the new team of the New Blackjacks.
So we're getting Cowboys versus Hog Farmers, Glenn, in the very first match. Isn't that fun?
Excellent. Yeah, like perfect, isn't
Saturday
it?
Night. Yes, it's Blackjack Wyndham and Blackjack Bradshaw. If you don't know, this is Barry Windham and, of course, JBL that are portraying the new Blackjacks. I think we saw some vignettes for them, didn't some like Blackjack Mulligan sitting by a fire? Or
we did. Yeah.
And they also said that they had been on Superstar, so maybe this probably wasn't their WWE debut, but it was their Raw debut.
Raw debut, yeah. Well, they had to test out those dodgy moustaches that they didn't fall off.
Make sure they had the right props to keep the mustaches on. Yeah. So we also find out that the Undertaker versus Farouk is going to be the main event, and we're also going to get an arm wrestling match, Glenn, which is ironic because it'll be the second arm wrestling match we watched in wrestling this week, as Marlena will be taking on Sunny.
Yeah, slightly different. Slightly different, though.
Yeah, they're all very much different, I think. I guess Marlena's coughing up blood must not have been that serious then if she can arm wrestle tonight, which is, I was like, she was in pretty dire straits last week, wasn't she? Why is she arm wrestling?
Yeah, she was. She looked it.
Yeah, we'll get to that later. I mean, this is a pretty hard-hitting match between 4 medium men slapping meat. That's what I got in my notes.
Yeah, that is exactly it. Hard-hitting, gets the Blackjacks. Godwin start hot but hard hitting, gets the Blackjacks in it. That's it.
And that was funny that during this, that's my notes. He heard that the Godwins were duck hunting in Central Park, and I'm pretty sure that'll get you arrested. So I don't think that was happening.
Yes.
They also show us that Ken Shamrock is sitting in the crowd, and the King is letting us know that him and Shamrock are best friends.
Because it's the Manhattan Center, it's full of celebrities, and the one they pick is Ken Shamrock. Yeah, and everybody's going
full of this arena that fits 300 people, and most of them don't have on deodorant, full of stars. Phineas has old Barry Windham in his sleeper, but While Henry is distracting the ref, Bradshaw gets in the ring and hits Phineas with a huge clothesline. Then, but his foot was underneath the bottom rope when the ref counts 3. So it looks like the New Blackjacks have won, but the I'm sorry, the referee didn't see it, and the New Blackjacks did win. I don't.
The referee did. Yeah. First dodgy finish of
That's
the
why
night.
I was thinking, like, I don't know why, but I thought that this match ended in a double countout. But that's a different tag team match later that ends in a double countout, right?
Yeah, keep counting, folks. It doesn't get better from here.
We're going to do a different kind of drinking game. I want you to get out your favorite bottle of alcohol, and I want you to take a shot. Every time that there is a bad finish to a match, I want you to go ahead and take a shot, and you'll be getting just as wasted as if you took a drink every time Bret Hart said belt in that one promo. The hog farmers aren't happy, and so they slapped poor old Mike Chioda, which might be one of the top 3 most exciting things that happened in this entire show. So, about that.
It seemed like he knew it was coming and scooted out the ring as quick as he could, and then somebody sort of turned and basically said, "No, you stand there. You're gonna get slapped."
Right, as if he was trying to get out of it, and they're like, "No, I don't think so."
Yeah. Probably Vince just sitting there going, "Nah, don't run away.
You'll get the slap, pal. It's okay. X-Pac didn't pee in it tonight. He only does that when we tell him to pour it on to Sunny." Anyway.
Yeah.
So we come back over a commercial break, and we get some of the ECW guys are in the ring. They take out one of the ring guys. I don't even know who he was. He wasn't like a cameraman or a referee. I don't know who this guy was that they took out.
Just
some random person.
Because they're extreme.
Right, they are pretty fucking extreme, so why wouldn't they? So this is Paul Heyman, and he's got the Eliminators with him, which is Perry Saturn and John Cronus. Glenn, you know anything about the Eliminators? We obviously know Perry Saturn, but you know anything about John Cronus?
Yeah. No.
Me neither. I didn't look up any information on it. I can tell you that they were 3-time tag team champions, that they are the current ECW tag team champions, the Eliminators here. And so we get our first ECW match of the night. It is Little Guido taking on Big Stevie Cool, Steven Richards of the Blue World Order. So, Glenn, do you know much about the Blue World Order?
I do. Sadly, I do. Every gimmick was ripped off. And the King didn't tell any lies when he basically was saying to Paulie Dangerously, every gimmick you're doing here has been ripped off.
Yeah, I kind of got the sense that old the King and Paul Heyman don't like each other. I felt like watching this thing. Like they legitimately don't like each other. That's what I felt like. So because we got Big Stevie Cool, Steven Richards, who's obviously supposed to be Big Daddy Cool, and then we got the blue guy who's supposed to be the bad guy. And then Nova, Supernova, and I guess he's supposed to be a Hollywood Nova is what they were calling him. I guess he's
Hollywood Nova. He was.
You'll remember Nova as such gimmicks as Simon Diamond. Do you remember Simon Diamond, the fitness guru? You know it's the same guy?
Yes, I do. Yeah, I knew that.
I think that's his name. I'm not sure who the goofy fucking camera guy they had with him was, but that's the fucking Blue World Order.
While this match is going on, we get a picture-in-picture, which seems to be happening a lot with these shows now. The Goldust is cutting a promo.
It was a weird promo too. He didn't say much, and what he did say, I was because he was talking like this. And all the ECW fans are chanting ECW and shit, and all I can hear is. Well, I didn't hear a word he said. I don't know what word he said.
Yeah, I didn't either.
So Big Stevie Cool gets the win in this match. I got nothing out of this match. There was literally nothing of note besides the promo from Goldust. There was nothing here, no substance, nothing.
No, definitely not.
You want?
So then we get Sleazy to the ring.
Say that.
Sorry,
well, we got the Honky Tonk Man first. Don't forget that.
Oh, of course we get the Honky Tonk Man. He's going to be the special guest referee for this arm wrestling contest.
I don't know why we love arm wrestling so much. And they say that Sunny is the Cyber Queen of 1997, and that's funny because she is now this Queen of Cell Block C. I think is what she said to Queen of now. And then she tried to steal Rick Rude's gimmick. She said she wants all the fat, smelly sweat hogs to keep the noise down so they can see what a real woman looks like, and that's Rick Rude's gimmick. Then Sunny starts taking her robe off, and while Sunny looks really good in 1997, just the thought of the person that she becomes makes me ill, and so I can't even look at her in 97 and think that she's out because it just makes me sick to my stomach looking at her. I kept wondering, why do we have to do this?
Yeah. So there we get Gold Dust music, and out comes Marlena, still chomping on that cigar.
Not burning, but she's chomping on it. Had a very interesting outfit here too, didn't she? That was a lot going on there.
Yeah, yeah. It was sort of like the type of outfit that the girls would wear in Saudi Arabia now.
Yeah, sort of, but that might be even too risque for Saudi Arabia. They need to cover her up a little bit more. You can kind of see those pants were kind of sheer.
She was, but they were all. It was all. She was very covered up for the time, shall we say?
There will come years later in WWE where she'll have much less clothes on than what she had on tonight. So Sunny, calling herself a sweet and caring person, which is the biggest lie that's ever been told on this show, tries to get Marlena to back out of the match by saying, what happened to you last week was really bad, and I know you're injured, and I'll take the cheap win if you want to back out. And then Marlena has some pretty hilarious words that she also wants to share with Sunny, and because it's hilarious, I'm going to play them because I think that we need to hear them because they make me laugh. So here we go.
All glad to see that Sunny stopped working 42nd long enough to come in and be with us tonight.
Hey. Well, actually, I think they've cleaned up.
That was perfect. Perfect.
I never thought of that. Vince goes, I heard they cleaned up that area.
Yeah.
How do you know, Vince? You've been over there?
He probably had a look, yeah. Disappointed.
I just thought that was hilarious. She took her time working 23rd Street to be with us tonight. I thought that was really, really good.
Yeah, and every time Marlena tries to lock up with her, Sunny walks away.
Yeah, they do this she does it a couple times, and then Marlena does it back, and then Honky being the heel referee that he is, Sunny did it 3 times, Marlena does it once, and if she does it again, she's going to be disqualified. He tells her.
It's great.
And then we finally get this thing going, and it looks just like Marlena's about to win, and Sunny does the powder job, throws the powder into Marlena's face, but then doesn't do any physical damage to her. She just throws it in her face and then laughs at her.
No. Yeah. I don't think Sunny can actually do any damage to anybody.
Except for she's behind the wheel of a car.
Well, there's that.
I'm sorry, I'm going to hell. I'm sorry, The Honky Tonk Man doing running commentary is just going, come on, now you gotta get him, come on, Sonny, pull it this way, Sonny, come on, Sonny, pull it that way, come on, Sonny, let's go, Sonny. It was just, I'm like, come on, man, stop it.
Yeah. And it turns out that all this was to just set up Gold Dust against Savio Vega.
Yeah, because for some reason, after she throws the powder in the face, Savio Vega comes out here. Because I guess he's having a match with Gold Dust. Obviously, Gold Dust is going to come out here to save his wife. Some of the things that they line up to do on this show, I'm like, where were they going to go from here? Was Savio Vega going to rough Marlena up? Is that what was going to happen?
Yeah, I know.
What was the end game to that?
They would have been better off having China come out again and attack her.
Something like that. Or, anything would have been better than Savio Vega showing up. It just didn't make sense. So then Goldust kind of beats Savio Vega down, puts his head into the arm wrestling table. But then we come back from a commercial break, and Savio Vega's kicking Goldust's ass, and we don't know how or why that happened. But
again, it was a nothing match.
Yeah.
There was no real highlights to it or anything. Anything of note. just that Savio kept on beating down Goldust. Goldust got hardly any offense in at all on this.
Really didn't. And then they had like Miguel Perez, which I guess was a friend of Savio Vega's from Puerto Rico. I guess he's a pretty big name in Puerto Rico. So he's won both the Puerto Rican and Caribbean heavyweight titles. So he must be some sort of big name there. And I also believe we're going to see him in a stable in the future with Savio Vega here, Miguel Perez. He keeps talking to, and the one thing that made me laugh during this, they keep talking on commentary about how Savio Vega turned on his tag team partner, Ahmed Johnson. Like, they tagged one time. They were tag team one
time. Yeah.
It's not like they had a run.
No.
So, like, what the hell?
It was only, it literally was that Savio wanted to join the Nation of Domination. It had nothing to do with turning on Ahmed Johnson at all.
Exactly. Yeah, Crush ends up getting involved, and the Crush getting involved came at a strange time because, like, Savio had the upper hand. He had the upper hand on Goldust, and then Crush comes running in and starts beating Goldust up, and you're like, why would you do that, dummy?
Why? Yeah. You just cost him the match. And it is that thing. I said it to you. I don't, and I've checked, and I can't find any evidence of the Nation of Domination winning a match around this time.
We certainly haven't seen it.
No. Can't find any evidence of it. Not one. Every match of theirs ends in a DQ or them losing.
Right. Also, Sunny stayed out here with the Nation of Domination. Maybe
she was there.
Maybe the White Rappers were going to have her do something strange for a little piece of change. I'm not sure.
I was going to say, there was the blokes there. Of course she was going to.
So, yeah, the entire nation starts beating up Goldust, and then Miguel Perez gets in the ring, and he helps Goldust fight the nation off, and Goldust wins by disqualification, even though Savio probably would have won the match, and if I was him, I'd be pissed at Crush. They also inform us next week that we're going to get Raw from Berlin, Germany, and we're going to be crowning the first ever WWF European Champion. Glenn, who's your favorite European Champion?
Good. Oh, it has to be Savio.
What about Naked Midian?
Oh, God. No, I would not say that was a favorite.
I know it was. I know. Him and the British Bulldog. Those are the only two European. And D'Lo Brown. Those are the only ones I can remember.
Yeah, D'Lo Brown was good. I love the way with D'Lo Brown when he had the gimmick that every week they'd announce him from somewhere different.
Oh, yeah, Europe. That was really good. Yeah, I forgot about that. That's good shit. Yeah, that's nice. I like that. They show us a flashback of Jerry Lawler interviewing some guy, and I had no idea who he was. Did you know who this weird guy was with the weird suit on that Jerry the King Lawler interviewed in 1993? Yeah, I don't know.
No.
What that is. And I guess they showed us that to show us that the King's done interviews before, and now he's going to interview the world's most dangerous man, Ken Shamrock.
Yep.
And some shenanigans happened, Glenn, didn't they?
They certainly did. The King all the way through the show has been going on how he's good mates with Ken Shamrock, and he trained with him, and he showed him his moves and everything. And Ken just goes, I don't know you. Who the hell are you?
Ken played it so great, too, because even like the farthest way look at his eye, like, dude, I don't know what the hell you're talking about. I thought King played that so great. He's like, you're a liar. I don't know what you're talking about. You're lying. I thought it was really good the way King played it. And they also are telling us about the 1997 Slammy Awards, which I sent Glenn the link. They are available on YouTube, and I am absolutely going to watch this show in full before WrestleMania 13 because how could you not?
We've got to, haven't we? We've got to review that.
I think we do. I think
before WrestleMania 13,
I think that'll be a special bonus episode where we absolutely have to have a look at the 1997 Slammy Awards. Absolutely. They cut back to Paul Heyman, who says, "Man, does this show suck without ECW or what? Well, or what? Because it sucked the whole way through, Paul."
Yeah, and you think, oh, this might actually be decent. It's Mickey Whipwreck against Taz. that he introduces.
Yeah.
But no, it wasn't.
It was an absolute clusterfuck. They had a
It wasn't.
former referee. You'll see this guy as a referee on 93 WWF Superstars if you listen to the mayor of Superstars, Bill Alfonso, with Taz, which I thought was cool. Taz did do some pretty cool suplexes in this. They also do another interview in the middle of this match because why not? Who's the interview even with? I didn't even write it down.
No, neither did I.
Okay, well, there was an interview.
That's how interesting that was.
Yeah, neither one of us even know. Yeah, again, this match did nothing for me. Absolutely nothing. No. Sabu ends up coming out and he jumped onto Team Taz from the Raw sign, but I don't think he jumped. It looked more like he fell.
Fell. Yeah. It was a plummet. It just plummeted off of it. Jumped.
As Glenn likes to say, gravity remembered him at that moment because he just fell right off. Yeah, this was a botch fest. The entire thing was a botch fest. Like Taz tried to like suplex Mikey Whipwreck over the top rope and land on Sabu, but he didn't even get him all the way over. This was a mess.
It was terrible. Ah, dear. But they didn't do themselves any favors at all for advertising ECW.
Yeah, no, they didn't. But the good news is, Glenn, Vince tells us when we get back from the break, we are going to have a huge surprise. And no, Glenn, it wasn't the Headbangers, which I thought it might be the Headbangers. It was the Headbangers opponents.
To be fair to the King, though, and it showed how good Jerry Lawler was at this time, is he realised how bad that was and kept on hammering it home about how much different watching ECW is to what people were seeing in that ring.
Yeah.
But he was he did it in a way that he was being negative about it, saying how disgusting it was. People get busted open and, and all that sort of thing. But he was selling the product more than the people that were actually in the ring were.
Yeah, because if you watch wrestling a lot, back in that era, and they're telling you about some other wrestling thing that people are always bleeding everywhere and they're using chairs and lighting people on fire, you're like, maybe I might want to have a look at this place where they're bleeding and lighting people on fire because I've never seen that before.
That's right.
So yeah, it does a great job. So the Headbangers are taking on some surprise team.
Surprise! It was what a rush! The Legion of Doom.
The Legion of Doom come out here. The crowd goes absolutely fucking bananas. Everybody in there was on their feet. It was actually a pretty cool fucking moment. I mean, it was probably the best part of the show.
Of course it was. With what they'd seen beforehand, and then suddenly you get the Legion of Doom out there. It had to be, didn't it?
Yeah, definitely.
And to be fair, they could have just shoved the Headbangers in with a couple of jobbers, but no, they actually got a decent tag team against them.
They did. So this is actually the first time the Legion of Doom have wrestled in WWE since 1992. We also get a big Nitro sucks chant going during this match.
Yes, that was really good.
Yeah.
And of course, the King was going, what are they saying? Visit, trying to talk over it and ignore it. And I'm sure they say something.
Yeah. There was many things chanted throughout the night, and the King was kind of keep going, what are they saying? And Vince is trying to go, and then from there, I don't know what they're saying.
Yeah.
What a maneuver. I don't know. I thought it was funny that Hawk was beating up Mosh so bad that Mosh said, fuck this, took his shirt off and just started choking him with it.
Yeah.
Which I thought was great. And then the King starts running down some bands that maybe the Headbangers listen to, and I gotta know, Glenn, did you ever like the Butthole Surfers?
I've heard of them, but probably only through WWF more than actually heard anything that they've done.
Yeah, I'm with you on that one. I could not name you one Butthole Surfer song. So
no.
I imagine one of them is called Wave Up My Ass. If it isn't, it should be.
It should be.
The king asked Vince about it, so I figured I'd ask you. We also got a Hulk Hogan. We got a Hogan sucks chant and a Bischoff sucks chant during this match as well.
Yeah.
So these ECW fans are kind of funny because there was a lot of people with BWO shirts on and ECW shirts on, so I'm sure a lot of their brethren made it up to the show. I was shocked to see that Headbangers actually got a pretty good deal of offense in this match too.
They did. It was a good, hard-hitting match. Just a shame about the ending yet again.
Yeah, things break down towards the end of the match, and both teams just start brawling on the outside of the ring, and then both teams are counted out for another non-finish. That's our second non-finish of the show, and then Thrasher gets the Doomsday device hit on him after the match, just to leave the fans happy.
That's it.
What do you think, Glenn? You think they just bring the Road Warriors back? Do you think it's smart having them, have a double count out? Or you think it's
no?
Yeah.
No, they would have been better off having a clean finish with the Doomsday device.
Yeah, and I know, someone might say, well, the Headbangers are a new tag team, too. It's not going to hurt the Headbangers to lose to the Legion of Doom. It's not.
No,
that's not
definitely not.
People aren't going to go, oh, well, they're no good. They lost to the Legion of Doom. No.
Yeah, one of the greatest tag teams of all time.
Yeah, definitely.
Yeah.
And then, Glenn, they show us a very corny video for Shawn Michaels, and Glenn said he skipped through this, but you're not going to get off that easy, Glenn, because we're going to watch some of it right now.
Okay.
Oh, Glenn. We're going to take a moment for Shawn Michaels' smile.
Yeah.
All right. There we go.
Good.
What do you mean? You don't have that time Tell Me a Lie song on your playlist, Glenn?
Nope.
You never spun that one to get all the girls and the guys together close on the dance floor back in the day?
Nope.
I'm shocked. Glenn. I figured that one was number 1 on the UK charts. Apparently it wasn't.
No, it definitely wasn't.
We come back from the break, and we got Devon Dudley in the ring, and apparently he's going to be taking on Tommy Dreamer. Now, of all the ECW matches that they showed on the show, this one I had the highest hopes for because I know both these guys know how to wrestle, and I know they know what to do. I'm pretty sure Devon was pretty green to the business at this point in 1993.
Mm-hmm.
And I guess this was a no DQ match because they beat each other with everything that wasn't tied down.
Yeah, they did. And some of those chair shots, they look really... Oh, dear.
Yeah.
Thank God they don't do that anymore.
That's one of those things where people are like, why can't they do more like they did back in the day? Well, I don't want to see that.
No.
I don't want to see that at all. Every time I see that, it just makes me cringe because you're just thinking, oh, well, he's got CTE.
I'm surprised. Yeah, I'm surprised that they don't actually pixel it out now on the network or Peacock.
Yeah,
these stiff chair shots to the head because they're so very anti it now.
Right, some of them are just brutal, and there were some really brutals in this one. The fans gave Tommy Dreamer a bell and a cane.
When Sandman came out, was he already bleeding from the head, or did he?
He must have been because he was fucking bleeding when he got on the apron. Maybe he banged a beer can against his head and it broke him open.
That must have been what it was.
That's probably what it was.
God.
Tommy Dreamer gets the ring steps and chucks him in the ring, but Devon sends Tommy crashing into him. Then we got probably the stiffest chair shot of the night where Devon hit Tommy Dreamer right in the fucking head, which it's amazing that Tommy Dreamer still has all of his faculties today. It's absolutely a miracle. Honestly. We also got a lot of fighting between the King and Paul Heyman during this match, which is basically all this was about, was the King and Paul Heyman arguing.
Yep.
Eventually, Tommy Dreamer gets the win with a little bit of help from Beulah McKillicuddy kicking Devon right in the family jewels, which I thought they got a little too aggressive with Beulah McGillicuddy for my liking here. They were like getting really aggressive with her, and I was kind of like, when I was watching that. But I don't know. I guess of all the ECW matches, this one was my favorite, but that's not saying much.
No. And again, another dodgy finish.
Yeah, I know the dodgy finish, but we did get a fucking 3 count, so.
Yeah, I suppose that's something better than all the DQs have had.
Yeah. And that's funny, Glenn. The one match that had all the fucking gaga is the one we actually got a finish from. And they also showed an Undertaker promo during the finish of the match. Like, as the finish of the match is happening, part of the match, they've got the Undertaker talking, which I thought was pretty funny.
And he was quiet as well.
Yeah. It was almost...
he was sort of...
Yeah. It was almost as if they recorded these before and didn't, like, turn the volume up on them.
That's right, because he was... it's hard to hear what he was saying as well. So.
Yeah, then Bubba Ray Dudley shows up at the end. They hit the 3D on Tommy Dreamer, and that's when the aforementioned Sandman comes out, beats the Dudleys with chairs. He's bleeding everywhere, even though no one hit him.
Yeah.
And then the King and Paul Heyman actually almost get into a physical fight, and they have to be pulled apart, which Vince was like right in the middle of that, which was, I thought that was really funny.
Yeah.
God damn, pal. Stop it. God damn it. And then from there, what a maneuver. And then they show us a recap of what happened last week with Bret Hart being screwed out of the WWE Championship by Stone Cold Steve Austin with the softest of chair shots.
Do they think that everybody that watches WWF at this time had Alzheimer's? And forgot what happened last week?
Or fucking something, yeah. I don't know. And they also do this thing, like they'll be showing a match and they'll be like, oh, the slam of the week, and it'll be something that happened earlier in the show, like 20 minutes ago. I'm like,
yeah.
It's the slam of the day, not the week. We haven't even gone through the week. It's Monday. What are you talking about?
Yeah.
What? Then they show Bret Hart like cursing and at the cameraman and throwing stuff around the locker room last week, looking for Stone Cold Steve Austin, who he never found. Kind of showing a more edgy side of Bret Hart, moving more toward turning him heel, which will be happening soon. And then I think me and Glenn talked about this before we got on the air, but I think we find out that the reason why this show isn't very good is because most of the big names are already over in Germany for next week's show, and that's why this show is not very good.
Yep. Of course, it's a European title, so the first time it gets in here, we'd have to go to Europe for it.
It's only right, Glenn. It's only right. They'd look like blithering idiots if they had the inaugural European Championship won in Ohio. That wouldn't make any sense. That'd be like doing a Beach Blast pay-per-view in December in Ohio. Wouldn't make any sense.
Yeah.
We got to interview
Frozen Lake.
Yeah, Frozen Lake. Yeah. Put your bikini on and get in the frozen lake. Fun. We get a proper interview with Ken Shamrock with Todd Pettengill. They ask him about a few of the matches at WrestleMania. He thinks The Undertaker can beat Sid, but he is not going to be able to pick between Stone Cold Steve Austin and Bret Hart. And little does he know, he's going to be the referee of that match.
Yes.
And then, Glenn, the Nation makes their way to the ring, and he started trash talking Shamrock, didn't he, Farouk, a little bit?
He did. And as you say, it doesn't come to anything, because it's a while yet before we see Ken Shamrock actually in the WWF.
Yeah, wrestling, yeah.
Is it?
So, yeah, he basically challenges into a fight, and Shamrock says, if Vince McMahon wants to put it on contract somewhere, and I'm sure Vince McMahon was probably like, why did you say my name, pal? I'm just the announcer. He didn't say that. That he'd fight him, but nothing comes of it.
I think that cat's well out the bag now.
That's probably, especially when Bret Hart quit. When he quit, remember that one where he kind of quit?
Yeah, that's
McMahon. So yeah. So they get the Undertaker versus Farouk, and even though the Manhattan Center, when you walk out to the ring, it's about 10 steps from the curtain to the ring. It still took the Undertaker 20 minutes to get out and into the ring, which I thought was funny.
Right. Classic Undertaker entrance.
Yeah. It takes a while for Farouk to get in the ring, too, as he's kind of walking around the ring, talking to the Nation of Domination members. They try to do a thing where they all kind of surround the ring and get up and try to distract the Undertaker, but the Undertaker, says, fuck that, and just rolls out of the ring and just kicks the shit out of D'Lo.
Yeah.
Which I thought was great. He's like, oh, fuck this. I ain't waiting for you fuckers to come in here and fuck with me. I'll just start going out there and whoop your ass.
Yeah. That's it.
But then D'Lo does get a little bit of revenge on the Undertaker, working on his knees on the outside during this match.
It was good. It was what it was. It was the typical what you would expect from Farouk and the Undertaker at this time. No, Farouk power drive the Undertaker, or at least sat up, which is always a good thing. The Undertaker doing Undertaker things.
Mm-hmm.
I did love the big boots of the stairs. Farouk picked up the stairs to hit the Undertaker. The Undertaker just met it with a big boot.
He should have known better when he saw what happened to Vader's face at Final Four. You don't pick things up and run at them at the Undertaker, because he's going to put his foot up and kick it back into your face.
Yeah.
So don't do that. And then, like, there's a cool part where the Undertaker goes to hit the ropes and D'Lo tries to grab the top rope and pull it down and to kind of put the Undertaker over, but Taker just goes over and lands right on his feet. So
his feet, as he does. You can see, oh shit.
Yeah.
That wasn't meant to happen. Yeah. He's already pummeled me once.
Yeah. And so Farouk then hits that pile driver on the Undertaker, like Glenn said, but Taker no sells and gets up. And then immediately the Nation hits the ring and they start beating the Undertaker down. But then LOD comes out to the ring to make the save, and this show goes off the air faster than Arsenal threw away the Premier League this year.
Yep, definitely.
So yeah, not one of the better Monday Night Raws that we've covered. Probably the second worst one, if we're ranking.
Yeah,
I think.
Yeah, the worst one is still the Go Home show to
the Royal Rumble. I don't know, but maybe we should give that one more credit, because that one was only an hour.
I suppose, yeah. Well, this could have been an hour. If they cut out all the bloody shenanigans and all the bloody recaps and and the Shawn Michaels bit that we didn't need.
Tell me a lie.
It seemed like because somebody last week was so impressed that they were going to 2 hours that they had to fill 2 hours no matter what, despite the fact they didn't have 2 hours worth of content.
Yeah, last week it was, hey everybody, we're gonna be here for 2 hours this week. God damn it, pal! How the fuck are we gonna fill 2 hours?
Yeah, exactly. That
was
it.
Call LOD and see what they're doing. God damn it! See if we can get them on the show. This shit's boring as hell. God damn it! All right, so we always do this. I think I know both of our answers. Are we going thumbs up or thumbs down? It's 2 days. It's all 4 thumbs down for this show. It was not good at all. Next week we're gonna see the British Bulldog face his tag team partner Owen Hart for the European Championship. I'm sure this match isn't going to cause any more of a rift that's already between them. I'm sure that's not going to happen.
Oh dear.
From Munich, Germany, is where they're going to be at, and they're going to talk a lot about the Berlin Wall, so that's going to be fun.
Oh, great!
Yeah.
Can't wait.
I bet you fucking.
But the show can't be any worse than this week, and there's a reason for it. We've got a tournament going on, which should make it more interesting.
Yeah, and I'm pretty sure like Bret Hart faces Triple H on this show. There's a couple of really good matches on this show, and I'm pretty sure that we won't have to watch Davey Boy Smith and Owen Hart face Doug Furnas and Phil LaFon, because they're facing each other, so we don't have to worry about that.
No.
And typically when they have shows over in Germany, the matches are usually a little bit longer and a little bit better. So I'm assuming that we're going to really probably enjoy next week's show, I hope.
Yeah.
And with a main event like Owen Hart versus the British Bulldog, how could we not enjoy it?
And we are solidly on the road to WrestleMania now. So,
speaking of that, now that we are on the road to WrestleMania, I'd forgotten about this. We are going to have a special guest with us to review WrestleMania 13. Our buddy UTT Rob from Unbooking the Territory is going to be joining us for our WrestleMania 13 review. We're really excited to be talking to him. It's going to be a fucking hell of a good time. Glenn, do you need to plug anything before we get out of here?
No, not tonight. We do it. I'll do it. Anybody that hasn't listened to AWIP
Worldwide,
There we go. Thank you. That's where I get all my plugs in. So give that a listen, and then you'll hear all the plugs.
Yeah, check that out. Make sure you check out Sportswire Radio. Give our buddy Thomas Bryce a follow at Thomas Bryce 2017. Give our other co-host and our buddy, the Mayor of Canton, a follow on Twitter as well at Mayor of Canton. And make sure you check out our new show, A Cup of UK Heritage. If you've heard about this NXT UK Heritage Cup matches that are going to be coming up on the premium live event next Sunday, and you're wondering what's the meaning of all this, well, then I think you should check out me and Glenn's mini-series where we review all of the matches, the NXT UK Heritage Cup from NXT UK. Give that a listen. It's A Cup of UK Heritage. The new show will be out tomorrow. There we go. That's it. Now what we can do is for Glenn to say goodbye.
Goodbye.